Good morning, it's Celebrant Lindy, and instead of being in Scotland this morning I am on the beautiful island of Waiheke in New Zealand. And given that we've got this beautiful backdrop and I've managed to get myself some ribbons and borrow a pair of hands, I thought I would give you some hand fasting techniques just in case that's something you're thinking about incorporating into your ceremony. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is the hands, because most people just think about the ribbons and the knots that they're going to tie, but actually if you wait to your ceremony itself and the celebrant says can you join hands, it can be a bit awkward. So it's important to think about how you're going to hold hands when you're actually doing your hand fasting. So I'm just going to show you just a few of the ways that couples choose, but really it's up to you. You can do it whatever way you want. So first of all, you can see this beautiful pair of hands that I've borrowed. First of all, couples sometimes just to want to hold one hand each. This couple standing just a wee bit awkward. Just let's relax and pose. But what I always say to couples, if you're just doing the one hand, then try and bring your wrists together, because that's where your pulse is. So your heart's beating at that point, and so try and bring the two together, and that can be really nice and romantic. The other way you can do it, in one of the most common ways, is to join both hands together. And so just come a wee bit closer. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to join your hands together that from the top it looks like an infinity knot, but again there's no right way or wrong way to do this. It's what you are most comfortable with. And then in a minute I'll show you just one other way that sometimes couples choose to do it or have chosen to do it with me. So right, and then we come to the ribbons. And what I'm talking about today is really if you are choosing to have a mini hand fasting as part of your ceremony. This would not be a full hand fasting ceremony because that's much more elaborate and there are rituals within rituals. But this would be if you were having a traditional wedding ceremony and then at some point you are choosing to have a wee hand fasting in the middle of that. But that doesn't make it any less meaningful. All of these wedding rituals, if they're done properly, can add a real new depth of meaning to your ceremony. When it comes to ribbons or cord, some couples like to do it with one. It would usually be 1, 3 or 6, and if you read the blog that'll explain what the history behind that is. But again, nobody's going to run in and stop your wedding ceremony because you decide to do it with 2 pieces of cord. But what would usually happen is you would have your cord or your ribbon. So what I have here is just some velvet ribbon. These are 2 meters long, so you can gauge as I'm using these if you think that's too long, too short. And what would usually happen is that the couple would say some words of commitment to each other, and then somebody, either the celebrant or a friend, would step forward and put one piece of ribbon over the couple's hands, like that. And then there would be more words of commitment spoken by the couple, and then again another piece of ribbon over the couple's hands. And some couples will choose to tie each ribbon as they go, others will choose to just wait until they've got all the ribbon in place. And I'm just going to get out another V1. And so for this couple we're using 3 pieces of cord or ribbon. Once they are in place, usually the celebrant will come forward and tie them, and I will always have spoken to my couples beforehand about what kind of knot or how they would like it to be tied. So this is just one of the basic ways where the cords are hanging over, and then you bring them all together over once more, and then you just tie them underneath the couple's hands so that they're hanging, and you can just use one tie or you can tie it into a knot. And this part shouldn't be rushed. The celebrant should take their time, so it's beautifully done, and then perhaps the celebrant will just say some words about how these hands are going to be shelter, protector for each other or whatever. So that's one way that you can tie hand fasting knot, which is quite nice. The other way that a lot of couples like to use is the infinity knot. And again, we're just using the same 3 pieces of cord, but this time and I hope you can see it with the camera being at the other side, but so I'm taking one set of cords with my right hand, and then I'm taking the other with my left hand, and I'm going to bring my left hand over the right, all the way back round. I'm going to bring it up to the top, and I'm going to pass it through here. I'm going to shuffle it so that's the top there, and then what you're going to do there is I'm going to pass one set into the hands of the bride or groom, and the other one into the hand of the bride or groom. And then what should happen is if they let go and move backwards, and keep a hold of that's it, and just pull it together, and it will create an infinity knot. And then if you just let that go, and the couple would usually keep this as a keepsake of their ceremony. And the very last way I wanted to show you was if the couple want to face their guests for the hand fasting and they want it to be really clear what they're doing, and they can use what I call the regal pose. And if you watch the video of Kate and William getting married, this is how they had their wee hand fasting done. And this piece of rope I'm using is 3 meters, so it's just that wee bit longer. But again, you could do this quite comfortably with 2 meters. And so you're just going to place it over the hands of the couple. The ends are going to be pulled through. Gently pull it up, and then again you can make, you don't have to do this part, but you can make a knot further down the rope so that it hangs beautifully. And again, the celebrant might just say a few words just to symbolise the coming together of the 2 individuals. So I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye from Waiheke.